So students, in our last class under chapter Structural Organization in Animals, we have learned Morphology of Frog. Today we will learn Introduction of Frog, then we will learn Digestive System of Frog and Respiratory System of Frog. Okay, so we will discuss one by one now because there is a chalk. Yes. So we were learning about frog. So in our last class we have discussed morphology of frog. Today we will see general introduction of frog. Okay, frog can live on land and fresh water both. You know that frog can live on land also, they are terrestrial also, and in fresh water, that is lakes, ponds, rivers, all that. So that is why they are called amphibians. No? Amphi means both. Amphibian means which can live on both land and in water. Now Kannadadalli Ubhayavasigalu anta kariತೀವಿ. Means it can live on land and also in water. So they belong to class, you already know it belongs to class Amphibia, and phylum Chordata. Chorda means notochord, backbone, which has backbone, so they come under Chordata. And common frog which is found in India. There are different species of frogs, but in India, commonly found in India species is Rana tigrina. That is a commonly found species in India. It is Rana tigrina or tigrina. Scientific name of frog, Rana tigrina. This is commonly found in India. Okay, in other countries you will see different species also, like Hyla is there, which is tree frog, which is green in color, which is rarely in India we will find. So commonly found in India is Rana tigrina. Okay. Then some more interesting facts about frog we will learn, that they cannot maintain their body temperature. They are cold-blooded or poikilotherms. You already know these words in Animal Kingdom chapter you have learnt. Cold-blooded, Shita Rakta Prani means cold-blooded animal. They cannot maintain constant body temperature. Like human beings can maintain constant body temperature, we are warm-blooded. We always maintain 37 degrees Celsius in our blood, no? But frog cannot maintain fixed temperature. Its body temperature changes according to the surroundings. Like if frog is there in slightly warm water, then its temperature will be more. When frog is in cold water, its temperature is less. So its temperature is not fixed. It is not constant. It keeps changing. So the body temperature of frog depends on its surrounding environment. So they are cold-blooded animals. They are called poikilotherms or cold-blooded animals. Okay, and they have ability to change their body color. I think you might have seen. When a frog is in grass, it changes its body color to color of the grass, that is greenish. Okay, when it is in soil, it changes its body color. So it is just to escape from the predators. Like other animals should not eat these frogs. So to escape from other animals, that is predators, it will change its body color. So ability of the animal to change its body color according to the surrounding, according to the background, that process is called camouflage. You know this word camouflage. So frogs have ability to camouflage. Not only frogs, some other animals also have this ability. Okay, like chameleon has this ability. Chameleon. ನಾವು ಊಸರವಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, So camouflage means ability of the animal to change its body color according to the background. Suppose it is in green color background, then its body color also changes to green. So like that it will change. Then why it does change in body color? The process of changing body color is camouflage. But why it changes? It changes because it should escape from the predators. So other animals should not eat this, so they change their body color. So this process of copying the color of background, okay, that is called mimicry. You know this. So it does. So process of changing color is called camouflage. Changing body color is called camouflage. And why it does that? It copies its background, okay, to escape from predators. That process of copying its background is what we call mimicry. Like some people do mimicry of some artists, film stars and all. Like frog will camouflage, or it will do mimicry of a color. Okay, wherever it sits, it's the background color it will get. So that means it mimics that color. Okay, so that is one. Then you don't see frogs in peak summer and winter. You will see maximum frogs in rainy season. The reason is in peak summer and in winter, okay, the climatic conditions are not suitable for the frog. Okay, they cannot tolerate this summer that is too hot and too cold. Okay, so they will escape from these conditions, that is peak summer and winter, it will escape, and they will live in burrows in the soil. Burrows means like a tunnel. Okay, andre mannina olagade vasistade anta. So it lives in the soil by making burrows, okay, tube like structure. So, and at that time when frog lives in burrows, okay, at that time its metabolic rate of the frog, metabolic rate means all the body processes like breathing, digestion, okay, excretion, all that process will become very, very less. Just it should survive, and slowly it will breathe, so that for next 2 to 3 months without food it will survive only by taking exchange of gases, that is by taking oxygen. Okay, so that is in peak summer. To escape from summer, it lives in the soil, that is called summer sleep. Summer sleep, for that one particular word is used. For summer sleep is a common word, but in biology we use the word called estivation. Not that estivation which we use in morphology of flowering plants. This is different. Summer sleep, where frogs live in the soil to escape from sunlight, escape from summer. Peak summer means too high temperature will be there, like April, May at that time. So summer sleep. And in winter, because climate is very cold, very less temperature is there, cold climate, so it will escape from that also. That is called winter sleep. Winter sleep is called hibernation. You know this word hibernation because bears will undergo hibernation. The karadi ideyalla, adu hibernation ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ that means in summer it will eat so much so that the food should be sufficient, and it will produce fat in the body that should be sufficient for surviving in hibernation. That is a resting period actually. They don't eat anything, they just sleep. Okay, they spend that winter season, that is called hibernation, to escape from winter season, so it is called winter sleep. Summer sleep, winter sleep. So metabolic activity becomes very, very low. Okay, so that is the interesting fact about frogs. So this was the introduction part. Then morphology already we have learnt, external features already we have learnt it. So now we will go to anatomy of frog. Like frogs have well developed digestive system, respiratory system, well developed nervous system, and well developed excretory system, and also reproductive system. So one by one we will learn now. So we are learning internal parts, that is anatomy of frog. Anatomy meaning, you know, in internal organs or internal parts. So for this you have to cut the animal and see what is there inside the animal, that is anatomy. Okay, so they have well developed digestive system, then they have well developed respiratory system, then they have well developed circulatory system, that is heart, blood vessels, lymph vessels, all that. Then they have well developed neural system, nervous system or neural system. Then they have well developed excretory system, then well developed reproductive system. So we are going to learn all these systems one by one. So today in this class we are going to learn only two systems, that is digestive and respiratory, because time will be sufficient for only those two. Okay, so today we are going to learn only digestive system and respiratory system of frog. So first we will discuss digestive system of frog. Digestive system of frog. So I will show you a chart. With that I will explain, which will be very easy. Okay, I think you can see it very clearly. If you can't see properly, then I have to zoom it. Yeah, you can see it, isn't it? Yeah, you can see it clearly, so no need to zoom, because I need a space for writing also. So they have food will be taken, food will be swallowed, and food will be caught by bilobed tongue in frog. Bilobed means, you know, the tongue is divided into two segments, actually like this. The tongue is split. This is bilobed tongue. So bilobed tongue will catch the food. No, tongue is longer, which will catch the food. Okay, then food will be taken into the mouth, then it goes to buccal cavity, that is throat. Then food comes to esophagus. You see there, esophagus. Esophagus is short here, short esophagus, that is food pipe. So food comes to esophagus, which is a short tube, you can see. Then food comes to stomach. You can see this part, that is this part, that is stomach. Okay, when food comes to stomach, then stomach will secrete. Food comes to stomach, then stomach, walls of the stomach, wall of the stomach, the inner wall of the stomach secretes two things. Secretes means releases two things. One is HCl, hydrochloric acid, and gastric juices. Gastro word refers to stomach. Gastric juices which are required for digestion. So with the help of hydrochloric acid and gastric juices produced by the inner wall of the stomach. So this HCl and gastric juice mixes with the food. Okay, suppose now food is here. Wall of the stomach will release HCl and gastric juice. That gastric juice and HCl mixes with the stomach, and first step of digestion starts in the stomach. So it is first step of digestion. The interesting fact to note is digestive system is almost 99% same like human beings only. Okay, so even in human beings also same things happen. So when food comes to stomach, wall of the stomach will release hydrochloric acid and gastric juices. Both will mix, HCl and a gastric juice mix with food. Then first step of digestion happens in the food. Then next is the partially digested food. Now food is partially digested, not fully digested. Only half digested, and partially digested food is called chyme. You can say chyme also, your wish. Pronunciation is chyme. Okay, partially digested food in the stomach is called chyme. CHYME, chyme. Okay, that is partially digested food present in the stomach. Then partially digested food enters next part, that is intestine. Okay, intestine has 3 parts. Now food comes to first part of intestine. You can see there it is slightly curved structure here. So stomach is like this. Then you can see one slightly curved structure is there like this. This is the first part of intestine. What you see here in this part, that is first part of intestine is called duodenum. So in intestine 3 parts are there, like duodenum, then jejunum, ileum. I think you have learnt in high school class. If you don't know, it's not there in the book. First part of intestine is duodenum, and second part is jejunum, third part is ileum. You can say ileum also. So now food which is all present in the stomach, which is partially digested, it is called chyme. Okay, from the stomach it comes to intestine here. Here it comes. Okay, then next step of digestion happens. That is, you can see here, this is liver. You can see here, this is liver. Liver produces bile juice, and that bile juice produced by the liver will be stored in this structure, green, what you see there, that is called gallbladder. It's like a pump. I will show you here. Suppose, see, this is a liver and this is a gallbladder. No, this is liver, this is gallbladder. Liver produces bile juice, and that bile juice will be stored in gallbladder. You already know human digestion, you have learnt in 10th standard. Bile juice, which contains bilirubin, biliverdin pigments, already we have learnt in excretory system chapter. Last part we were discussing. Okay, so liver produces bile juice, and that bile juice will be stored in the gallbladder. Gallbladder is like a pump. Then gallbladder will pump bile juice. How much bile juice is required? Only that much gallbladder will pump, depending on what type of food frog has taken. If frog has taken food which contains more fat or more oily content or more lipid content, then gall will pump more bile. If less fat is there, then less bile will be pumped by gallbladder. So gallbladder will pump how much bile juice is required. So liver produces bile juice that is stored in gallbladder, and from the gallbladder one tube is there. that through that tube it comes to, bile comes to intestine, first part of intestine. This tube, what is there? No, this tube. Then on other side of it, there is a pancreas. And pancreas produces pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice. That pancreatic juice also, from the pancreas it comes to same intestine. Okay. Now question is, why this bile juice is required and why pancreatic juice is required? Bile juice is required for emulsification of fat. Now what is emulsification of fat? The fat molecules will be large ball-like structures called fat globules. Fat will be larger molecules, ball-like structure like this. Okay, this is called fat globules. Then when bile juice mixes with it, it will do emulsification of this fat. Means larger fat globules are broken into smaller globules, and smaller globules are called micelles, or you can see micelles also. Micelles. This word is not there in the book. I just explained what is emulsification. Bigger fat molecules are broken into smaller fat globules. This process is called emulsification of fat. That is nothing but digestion of fat. Fat will get digested. Okay, so bile juice is required for digestion of fat. Then pancreatic juice is required for digestion of carbohydrates and proteins. So when bile juice mixes with the food, it will digest fat present in the food. Means bigger fat globules are broken into smaller fat globules, so that fat will be digested by bile juice. And whatever carbohydrate and protein is there in the food, that will be digested by pancreatic juice. That is, pancreatic juice is required for digestion of carbohydrates and proteins, so that fats, carbohydrates and proteins, all three will get digested. Where in the first part of intestine, that is called duodenum. Okay. Now the question is, bile juice and pancreatic juice, whether they come through a same tube or through different tubes. They come through different tubes, but they join at one common tube. Like two people come from two different roads, but finally they have to go through one common road only. Okay, like that. So pancreatic juice and bile juice both will open into a common tube, that is called common bile duct. You should know this. So bile juice plus pancreatic juice means bile juice from liver and pancreatic juice from pancreas, both will come to one common tube, that is called common bile duct. Duct means, tube like structure. So bile also comes to this tube, pancreatic juice also comes to this tube. So it is like a common pipe, where both will mix. Okay, so that is called common bile duct, very important, which you should know. Okay, then that means final step of digestion happens in the intestine. Final step of digestion happens in the intestine here. This is a duodenum, where bile juice from liver and pancreatic juice from pancreas both will come to one common tube, that is called common bile duct. Common bile duct. Then food will get digested. Then digested material, what is there, which is required for giving energy to frog, that will be absorbed by the body. what will absorb? The inner wall of intestine will have finger-like structures. So if I have to show, there is no space here. Absorption of digested food. Like suppose this is a intestine, okay, I have taken one part of it, cut part. Inner part will have a finger-like structures like this. So when food passes here, digested food, digested material, what is that digested material? Like fats are converted to fatty acids, carbohydrates are converted to simple sugars like maltose, then proteins are converted to amino acids. All this digested food body requires. So intestine, whatever the finger-like structures are there, these are called villi and microvilli, means smaller. Villi means finger-like structures you see there, and the finger-like structure will absorb it. They will suck the food inside, and that food mixes with the blood and gives energy. Like in our body, how our blood gets glucose? When we eat food, okay, after digestion glucose is produced. The glucose is passing through the intestine, but blood requires glucose. Then intestine, the finger-like structure, what is there? Villi, that will absorb, that will suck the glucose inside, and it mixes with blood and gets energy. Okay, so the villi and microvilli present on inner membrane of intestine will suck the digested food. Then undigested material, what is there? Which is not digested. Undigested means, like undigested waste every day morning we get, we experience it. That is human excreta. Like that frog also, undigested food, what is there? Which is not digested. From the intestine it goes to last part of large intestine, that is called rectum. You can see here. This is rectum. Okay, undigested waste, that is undigested solid waste. Undigested solid waste goes to last part of large intestine, that is called rectum. Even in human body also. Finally undigested food comes to rectum. Then from there it goes out through common opening, that is called cloaca or cloacal aperture. Already you know this. Cloaca or cloacal aperture. Why I said common opening? Because for release of excreta and for release of sperm and egg, that is reproductive cells also, common opening is there. That is called cloaca, cloacal aperture. Okay, so undigested food goes out through common opening called cloaca. Okay, so this is about digestive system. Then very important thing what you should know is presence of fat bodies. You see here this yellow color part, fat bodies, which gives energy to frog during hibernation and estivation. Because fat will be already stored there in the fat bodies. Then when frog is in resting period in the soil, it cannot get food. At that time the fat will be converted to energy, that is fat is converted to glucose, then it gives energy. Okay, so frog will be inactive in the soil. It doesn't do any movement, just like almost like sleeping. It lives like it is dead, but it is breathing. It is breathing only through skin, not through lungs, just to keep itself alive. But when rainy season starts, then rainwater starts percolating in the soil. Okay, then when rainwater touches the frog, then it comes to know that it is suitable season for mating. So it will come out of the soil. Then when rainy season starts, you can hear croaking sound of frog. The enlarged vocal cords also you can see. Croaking sound you can hear. If you hear croaking sound of frog, then you can think that rainy season started. Okay, so This is about digestive system of frog. Okay, then other than this, one interesting part is there, that is the respiratory system. Respiratory system of frog. There is no chart for respiratory system of frog. Just I have to explain. Breathing or respiratory system of frog. This is very interesting because frog can live on land also and in water also. What if a frog is in water? Then how breathing happens? Because there are two different methods of respiration here. When frog is in water, skin helps. When frog is in water, skin acts as a barrier. Skin helps for respiration. Because dissolved oxygen present in water, ಅಂದರೆ ಕರಗಿದ ಆಮ್ಲಜನಕ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕರಗಿದ ಆಮ್ಲಜನಕ means dissolved oxygen in water. Okay, that oxygen enters the frog through skin, which is moist skin, wet skin. So skin acts as a barrier for entry of, or skin acts as a medium for entry of dissolved oxygen, that is for exchange of gases. Moist skin or wet skin helps, not lungs. Okay, if lungs start helping, then water will get filled in the lungs, then frog will die. So when frog is in water, skin, which is moist skin or wet skin, helps for exchange of gas. And by what process? It is by diffusion. You know, diffusion means movement of molecules from its higher concentration to its lower concentration. I am saying its because it is, we are talking about concentration of oxygen and carbon dioxide, not water. So when more oxygen is there in water, less oxygen is there in the frog. So from water, dissolved oxygen enters frog. Then frog will have more carbon dioxide, water will have less carbon dioxide. So from the frog, carbon dioxide from higher concentration, it goes out of the frog, so that gases will get exchanged between water and frog. So this is simple process. And if skin is used as respiratory organ, then that type of respiration is called cutaneous respiration. You already know this. If lungs are used for respiration, it is called pulmonary respiration. If skin is used as a respiratory organ, then it is called cutaneous respiration. This is when frog is in water. When frog is on land, or inland, because it lives in the soil, no, then on land, buccal cavity, skin and lungs, all three will help. Buccal cavity, skin and lungs, all three will help for breathing or respiration. Buccal cavity means throat. You know, frog has nostrils. Holes are the same like how human nose has two openings here. ಅಂದರೆ ಮೂಗಿನ ಹೊಳ್ಳೆಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಮೂಗಿನ ರಂಧ್ರ, ನಾಸಿಕ ರಂಧ್ರ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದ nostrils present here, two openings of nose, that is called nostrils. Frogs also have nostrils, pair of nostrils. So the oxygen enters nostrils, then it goes to buccal cavity, that is throat. Buccal cavity. From buccal cavity, oxygen goes to lungs. So through opening of nose, that is called nostrils, oxygen will be taken from the atmosphere, then it goes to buccal cavity. From the buccal cavity it goes to lungs. You have seen two lungs are there, two pink color organs, pink color bag like structures. Once again I will show you, if you want you can see. Okay, these two are lungs. I'll bring it close to you. Okay, two pink color structures, one and here two. These two, what you see, these two are lungs. You see it's written lungs. So pink color organs. So first frog will take oxygen through nostrils, then it comes to buccal cavity, then it comes to lungs. So if lungs are used for respiration, then that type of respiration is called pulmonary respiration. Okay, it is called, if lungs are used for respiration, it is called pulmonary respiration. Okay, then why did I mention skin then here, skin? Because when frog is in winter sleep or summer sleep, that is estivation or hibernation, meaning when soil is resting inside the soil, okay, in the layers of the soil, at that time lungs doesn't help, because frog, its body will be covered by the soil. Andre mannu olagade irtade frog, avaga lungs cannot help. At that time only skin will help for exchange of gases. Okay, so during estivation and hibernation, at that time skin helps for respiration. Okay, so this is about respiratory system of frog. So in our next class we will learn circulatory system of frog, nervous system of frog, then reproductive system of frog. Okay, so keep watching my classes. Thank you.